Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is once again at the center of global headlines. But this time, it's not for what he said, it's for how he got there. On Wednesday evening, Netanyahu boarded a government jet in Tel Aviv, bound for New York City, where he's scheduled to address the United Nations General Assembly and meet with US President Donald Trump. But what might have been a routine diplomatic flight has now become a story of its own, because Netanyahu's plane did not take the usual route over Europe. Instead, it made a highly unusual detour, skirting around European airspace altogether. According to flight tracking websites like Flight Radar 24 and ADS-B Exchange, the Prime Minister's aircraft flew southwest over the Mediterranean Sea, then looped around the Strait of Gibraltar before heading northwest over the Atlantic Ocean, adding several hours to the flight. The route briefly crossed over Greek and Italian airspace, but notably avoided France and Spain, both members of the International Criminal Court, or ICC. Many analysts believe the route was chosen specifically to avoid any chance of interception or enforcement of the arrest warrant issued against Netanyahu by the ICC, a move that marks an unprecedented moment in modern international law and diplomacy. In November of last year, the ICC issued warrants for several senior Israeli and Palestinian officials, including Netanyahu, over alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity committed during the conflict in Gaza and the West Bank. The charges are controversial, hotly denied by the Israeli government, but they are legally binding for any country that is a party to the Rome Statute, the founding treaty of the ICC. That includes a large number of European countries, such as France, Spain, Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Under ICC rules, any aircraft flying over or landing in a signatory country could, in theory, be subject to jurisdiction, and authorities could be legally compelled to detain the accused. While a mid-air arrest or forced landing of a sitting Prime Minister is extremely unlikely, experts say the risk, however minimal, may have been deemed politically or diplomatically unacceptable. This may explain why the Israeli Prime Minister's office chose a longer, fuel-intensive route to the United States. In fact, reports in Israeli media, including the Jerusalem Post, suggest the aircraft's increased fuel load meant that some journalists and staff were left behind, under the official explanation of technical arrangements related to seating and security. It's not the first time Netanyahu has made a US visit in recent months, but it's the first such flight taken since the ICC warrant was issued. His last visit in July included overflights of France, Italy, and Greece, but occurred before the warrant was widely acknowledged or enforced.